Ab'Ekinamba sokera mukono wali okatona mejagali yokerugene mbali ani ngamba lugene ne yayo asokanda ko ben kubirana ko baba ana ulide nyina na yakalo kunza nyambade baba
A very good evening, YouTubers. Welcome to this one, which will be the last live stream of the day today. I'm not streaming the full competition for time-related issues. Please accept my apologies. However, this match is in the quarterfinals of an ongoing 32-man stroke one-man comp that is happening here at the City Pole Arena in Kampala. Ronnie Kawenja taking on the only female participant that did dare to take on 31 other men, RASHEEDA Mutesi. Race to 4 it is for a place in the semi-finals, and it is RASHEEDA who is leading by 1 frame to nil and could be on the verge of winning the second. The winner of this match shall be taking on Herbert Mukisa. The video shall not stop. It shall be played in continuation. Here comes RASHEEDA winning a second frame, taking full utilization of a miss by Ronnie. RASHEEDA finishing 4 balls, 4 yellows and the black, and wins the second frame. She leads by 4 frames to nil. Her would-be opponent, that is if RASHEEDA wins 2 more before Ronnie wins 4, is deciding to rock the balls. Maybe Herbert is in support of RASHEEDA. Maybe he doesn't want to face Ronnie for whatever reason. We shall be getting to know why. But the news is that the lady, RASHEEDA, is leading by 2 frames to nil, racing to 4 against Ronnie Kawenja, who is the player, by the way, who took 2 lives furthest in the competition because it were 32 players. Ronnie Kawenja took 2 lives into the quarterfinals, 1 life. No, actually, he has 1 life in the semi-finals. I want to beg your pardon. He has 1 life in the semi-finals. So RASHEEDA is attempting to take 1 of his lives out. That one looks like a foul on the break. It is black ball rules. I didn't see 2 balls cross the imaginary middle of the table. I'm not so certain the players did realize the foul. Oops, they did, because yes, Ronnie played yellows for a few shots. No, he played reds. They didn't realize. So it shall go as it is. Once again, the winner of this match takes on Herbert Mukisa, also coming live with the same video continued in the next match. I also implore you to have as much light as possible for your gadget, because we're having light issues at the venue. So if you're watching from a mobile phone, you need to adjust your light to maximum so that you can have the best possible picture experience. Now this is Ronnie trying to win his first of the match. The red, which is in the middle of them 3 at the table. He wants to make sure that it is spotted to the center pocket on the left. Cue ball remains at perhaps the same exact spot where the red is, where he will have chance to put the second red, which is the bottomwards of the 3, to the corner pocket where he's playing from now. And what he has to do is not just support, but also maneuver the cue ball towards the middle of the table. But for the fact that red is so close to the yellow, he may have to start with the middle red first. Portable to the center pocket on the left, cue ball bouncing off the top cushion with the top spin. Looks like it is too much power. It could even be a foul. Nonetheless, big advantage Rasheeda, because Ronnie has gotten himself snookered once again. Rasheeda is already smiling in her chair. The lady that is oozing with quality and confidence enough to register and compete amongst men. There comes the foul, there comes the advantage, the chance for Rasheeda to win a third out of 3. Seemingly she will. She has very good potting ability. She has very good cue ball manipulation. Also has very good tournament longevity. She delivers most of the time she's playing against ladies. She only comes short sometimes, most especially when she's playing outside of the Ugandan borders. She only has 1 international comp to her name. She's the current champion of the Grand China Open. On the international scale, she's living under the shadow of her elder sister Rukia. On the home front, she has won 12 ladies comps out of 15 that have been organized on Ugandan soil in the year 2005. She's on the verge, in my opinion, of taking a slot in the semi-finals in one of her lives in this 32-man competition, maybe stroke woman competition, because she's now potting black to the corner pocket bottom right and is winning a third in a row. Rasheeda 3 and Ronnie 0. The break has been good enough to warrant Ronnie to try and go for this frame and go for it by break and finish. Of course, he'll be going for the yellows. Never mind that he has potted two reds. There is one dead red on the table. He gets to close the table and is now playing yellows. And the chance for Apple is still on. He may have to put it with big spin cue ball bouncing off the right cushion. He was, in the end of the day, lucky that it didn't go in, but unfortunate that he doesn't have a comfortable cue ball for either of his 3 yellows. This one is something like a recovery shot, and he has not recovered well enough. Maybe he has learned nothing and has forgotten nothing from the first 3 frames of the match so far, where he has been outthought and outcompeted by the lady. And she's taking on the only guy in the top competition now with 2 lives. It's her turn, Rasheeda, to have 1 dead red on the table. The one that is leftwards of the 4, not only because it is so close to yellow, but also because the corner pocket close to it is blocked by Ronnie's yellow. That is why she's playing not to pot. And it will be a shot that is well thought, in my opinion. Ronnie may want to free the yellow that is in between the 2 reds that are near the corner pocket top left, perhaps by playing cue ball off cushion and then into the yellow. The other choice of shot is to play that yellow ball near where he's been placing his cue and then draw the cue ball towards the dead yellow. It naturally moves leftwards. Maybe not. His intention is to try and put it to the same corner pocket he has just spotted the previous yellow. Off the cushion, maybe off 2 cushions and then into the corner pocket top left where there is a red. He goes for a direct bank, gets it in again, unfortunate with the cue ball. Sometimes he has played well, but well has not been good enough. A little sight of the yellow, off cushion, puts the black prematurely and loses the frame and loses the match and loses his second life of the competition. It has ended in a final score of Mukisa RASHEEDA winning against RONNIE by 4 frames to 0. Up next, the winner takes on Herbert. Mukisa, the live stream remains on for the next match. Once again, Herbert versus RASHEEDA. In this match, dear viewers, RASHEEDA Mutesi gets to face off against Herbert Mukisa as a consequence of RASHEEDA winning in her quarter-final against Ronnie Kawenja, one-sided by 4 frames to nil. This one is the second live semi-final in this competition that has had 32 players, all of them with 2 lives, and RASHEEDA ending the only player that had both his lives into the quarter-finals, that was Ronnie. Now RASHEEDA herself trying to make it into the second live final of the competition, playing against men. They exclude those that make up Uganda's national pool team, but still very, very decent players. RASHEEDA, last time I checked, she was 20th in terms of the players who scored the most number of frames out of all those that played at least 60% of the frames in the competition at the Ultimate Pool Championships. When she was playing against against men, she can mean to be that good. These 2 players move on quite well in real life, respect each other. Players that play offensive pool like to respect each other a lot. And now these 2 are part of these players. How good will RASHEEDA offend the black? Look at the movement of the cue ball in relation to the position of the black, because the black isn't positioned so well. She plays it towards the top end of the table, and with the pinpoint power balance and direction, and aims for the black. Perfect from RASHEEDA. She wins the first frame of the match and leads by 1-0 against Herbert, racing to 4. Very different players, of course, first in gender, 1 male, 1 female. In terms of age, difference of 10 years, RASHEEDA 23, Herbert 13. Both like to play offensive-minded pool. So different in terms of experience. RASHEEDA way more experienced than Herbert. RASHEEDA has been playing competitive pool, if I'm not mistaken, from 2017. That is the whole of 8 years ago up to present date. Right now, no shade of a doubt, she's one of the best female players in the country, one of the best female players on the African continent, and as far as regards my book, she's one of the best black ball female players in the world. And she's one of those persons that Herbert has looked to. Herbert is perhaps not yet even 2 years into the game. Goes to school at Landmark Junior School, sponsored by the Honorable Oscar Sudi. Mashima, that's why Herbert, most of the times when he's playing competition, he wears that Timbuktu red or green t-shirt, representing his sponsor, most especially as regards education. There's a big comp that is coming up later in the next month, that is November on the 27th at Billiards Cafe in Tanzania. Herbert is trying to make it into the group that is going, but it's very challenging him getting official documentation, travel documentation. It's quite challenging. RASHEEDA is as well trying to get into the group that will travel to Lusaka on the 27th. Billiards Cafe double elimination competition, men and ladies For the men, the defending champion is South Africa's Aiden Joseph. Ladies will be participating for the very first time amongst fellow ladies. Now this time it's a lady, not against a man. It is a lady versus a boy. The boy is making boy errors. The lady is still enjoying her lead. There was a time, I think it was very early in there, I asked, I was with Herbert, then I was asking him, who of the female players in Uganda do you fear the most? Then she told me sarcastically, maybe, but seriously, he told me that RASHEEDA has a very hard bone. He's admitting that it is very hard to beat her. And I want to think this one could be the first time they are facing off, at least on the live stream. There was another comp of this magnitude about 2 months ago. It was organized at Rocky's Polo Arena. RASHEEDA's sister, RASHEEDA, defeated Herbert on the day. She was a painful victim of the quarterfinals of the Ultimate Pole Championships, and she lost out to the eventual winner, friend and elder sister Rukia. For now, RASHEEDA fouls. Of course, she has been playing better than Herbert for the first 2 frames, including this one, but only so far. That was the choice of free shot for Herbert. A little bit commendable how he thought about it, and then how he played it in the end. Still has work to do. He's losing a little bit of his cue ball, but has more than what it takes to recover. He may need another backspin. We will not want any contact between white and red. There is a miscue. It ends in a foul, and another opportunity for RASHEEDA to win yet another frame in the same match. For a free shot, RASHEEDA will opt to play connection, play red into another. She definitely didn't want to pot. Now she'll want to move the cue ball towards the top end of the table. In one of the 2 shots she's playing next. This is now the shot. I don't think the position of the cue ball will be favorable enough for her to play a shot that big. That's why she's making a change of mindset. May want to play the top towards red first. It's the safer shot of the 2. Play it and have the cue ball bounce off the top cushion, move towards the bottom end where there is the second red. That is pinpoint accuracy. She may want to put both red and black to the same corner pocket bottom right. Since we're playing backspin, cue ball off the cushion, she has missed the target. That's quite unfortunate. I at one time considered the frame done and dusted. It could now be done and dusted against her, because the young man can mean to be a very ruthless player when chances like that come begging. The young Scorpion with the Scorpion stance wins frame number 2. It is Herbert 1 and RASHEEDA 1. Snooker and Herbert for his intention is to put black to the center pocket on the left. It is a miss. It is a foul. He became so careless and so complacent in the manner in which he missed the black. Maybe he's having the luxury of thinking that a lady as good as Rasheeda can be there for the taking. That is, of course, a big mistake. He almost took no time aiming for black. Rasheeda will take all the time simply to make sure that she regains her lead. She led by 1-0. Herbert equalized, and we are looking at a world-class Rasheeda on the verge of winning frame number 3. How good will this cue ball be? She has played it out of direction. She has made it a little bit difficult for herself. Black still potable, but with not too much ease. Most likely option is she's going for the same corner pocket, bottom right, and gets it in. Very good way to recover. In the end of the day, has class, has seen her through her class. That is Rasheeda 2 and Herbert 1. Maybe the fact that she's leading has gotten her even more confident, trying out stuff which are relatively tough. So far things have been pulling through, but now there is a miss. Now Herbert is wearing a more serious face than he has all match long. He knows that if he doesn't pull up his socks, RASHEEDA will be unforgiving. And by the way, it is the top four that go away with money. He knows that if he loses this match, he loses it on the verge of entering the money. 5 yellows on the table versus 3 reds. Yellows not only more but also positioned a little bit tricky. The only advantage for the yellows is that the player on the yellows is the player on the table. He didn't even come any close to putting the ball. As I know someone perhaps out of confidence, RASHEEDA will want to put red to the corner pocket, top right. Cue ball maybe bounce off to cushions, then move it towards the bottom end of the table. 1, 2, a third cushion. How good will the final resting position be? I think it is good enough. She can put 1 red with ease, maybe play it with very little power but too much precision. Maybe play the cue ball into the yellow close to the red, just like that. Now a sharp cut of the red. It has to be a very sharp cut to the corner pocket bottom left, and yet in the same shot she wouldn't have control of the cue ball in relation to the position of the black. Maybe the fact that the cue ball is played into the yellow, it may not move far away from the bottom end where the black is as well. The idea is to have a sharp cut of the red to the corner pocket bottom. Goes for the bank. The bank was always risky. She, however, wanted for the bank because it will guarantee her at least white for black. In the end of the day, potting always comes first. For the fact that she didn't pot, Herbert has gotten his chance back. 3 yellows on the table. The middle one of them all will be played first, maybe with stop effect on the cue ball. Yellow to the center pocket left. The last yellow looks tricky, but I think it is possible to the corner pocket as long as it avoids any contact with black, with red or cushion. It will be okay, just like that. The rest is a formality. Herbert Mukisa 2, RASHEEDA Mutesi 2, a race to 4. Now pretty much a race to 2. After this match, I'll be saying good night to you guys, and then we meet tomorrow at Eternal Pool Arena in Mukono for another 32-man comp. There will be another 64-man comp being played on double life basis in the eastern city of Mbale. That one will be coming live your way between Saturday and Sunday. So have your data bundles loaded. African pool, this time Ugandan style, starting now up to the end of the weekend. My dear viewers, it is 3 frames to 2. Herbert leading against RASHEEDA, racing to 4. 2 frames to go to have this match done, including this ongoing, and RASHEEDA needs to win them both, or else Herbert will have paid victory on her. By the way, last time they faced out, it is RASHEEDA that won, and won by 4 frames to 0. She now needs to put 6 yellows and black to win the frame and take the match to a decider. She may need to draw the cue ball backwards, play it into the black, or the yellow close to the black. Only maybe that's what she's doing. She's just played the cue ball into the space that is between yellow and black. She has another chance to recover. Play now backspin, play the cue ball into the yellow, which is dead, play it into open, she plays it into the black, and with the same exact effect, even Herbert, as good as he is, has gotten to upload that shot. more likely than not, we could see a decider in this one, because Rasheeda's role now is to roll 2 yellows into corner pockets diagonally top right and bottom left, then black to the center pocket left, for her to take the match into a decider. Hot with some kind of backspin. Cue ball may have to bounce off the right cushion. She even doesn't need to use the cushion to move the cue ball. She's winning the frame. Herbert has conceded. There is the equalizer. Herbert 3 and Rasheeda 3. The match shall be won by whoever of these two amazing talents wins the next and last frame. For some time in the match, both players have not been playing to their level best. Rasheeda was probably bent on going for the frame by Apple. She has failed even to close the table. Herbert pounces by closing the table, and yet he snookers himself in the same shot. Most likely he will be finding the yellows, but for Rasheeda it will be a chance to play it again. Yes, he finds the yellows, and again with some kind of luck, Herbert snookers Rasheeda. Well, the Brian asking how is it Ronnie versus Herbert. Okay, this video started with a match between Ronnie and Rasheeda, and whoever was to win between those two will face Herbert. That's why it is continuation of the same video. It was Ronnie versus Rasheeda. Rasheeda won by 4 frames to nil. Now it is Herbert versus Rasheeda. It is 3-3. This frame is a decider. I hope I am clear. In the decider, perhaps Herbert is now heavily poised for the kill. He's not having his pattern being effected correctly today. But many times he has been lucky, even when not playing good enough. White ball is not given cheap enough. Not only isn't it thin, it is a snooker, at least partially. Rasheeda has sight of the red, which is bottomwards of all of them 6 on the table. The one that is near the corner pocket bottom right, she has sight of part of it. Maybe portable to the center pocket right, but only maybe. The aim maybe is to play defense. The end of it all, defense is not easy whatsoever. She's going for defense. I'm not so certain it is defensive enough, because Herbert has sight of 1 yellow and it is full sight. He has gotten to miss. Again playing the cue ball into other yellows. Again giving the cue ball only thinly away. For Rasheeda, the task now is to make a ball. She must pot a ball. She knows that if she doesn't, most likely than not, she will be losing the frame in Herbert's next visit of the table. Maybe if she pots a ball, the next shot could be played as a defense shot. Is playing one red diagonally to the corner pocket top left. It is a miss. Cue ball is played into another red. At least the cue ball is not given away cheaply. Or no, she has actually given the cue ball away. Maybe the shot Rasheeda has just played and missed could have been her very last, not just in this frame, but also in the match and in the tournament in its entirety. Herbert needing to pot 3 yellows and then black, and then a place into the second life semi-final. Her opponent, actually it will be the second life final, where her opponent will be Arnold Semukwano, the guy that was second top scorer at the Q Masters International Carnival Men's team event where he won the tournament with his team Roxbury. Herbert on his own has missed again. Rasheeda doesn't believe her luck that she's again going to have a chance in the frame, and yes, in the match. She has played snooker, Rasheeda. She's seemingly having the bigger, mature brains of the two players. That snooker, hopefully for her, for one last time before she gets awarded with 2 shots, which she will use to finish the frame and take Herbert out of the competition once and for all. That's the chance. Here comes her first shot. She's deciding perhaps not to have the cue ball in hand. Irankunda Jerisha, sorry. It is because of distance and also the activities that are happening tomorrow. This one is the smaller of 3 comps that I am streaming for the weekend starting now. Rasheeda now on the verge of stealing the decider away from Herbert. Herbert got all the chances in the world to win the frame and win the match, all not utilized very well, and Rasheeda is on the verge. She is more likely thinking about her second life final opponent than thinking about something like losing the frame, and she is right every step of the way because she has won the frame and the match as Herbert concedes the frame, and the match Rasheeda takes down Herbert in one of the most hotly contested matches of these very short races so far in the competition. Final score in the second live semi-final is Rasheeda Mutesi 4 and Herbert Mukisa 3.